TV back with another one, you feel me? TVV, boom boom boom, TVV, and what are yo? Alright guys, today, wait. Alright y'all, it's your boy TVV. The valedictorian speech that will change your life.
Good evening, class of 2010. Before I commence my speech, I would first like to thank my family, especially my aunt and uncle who came down from California, and my grandparents who flew from halfway around the world. I would also like to thank my friends and my academic adjudicators. Without any of you, I would not be where I am today.
Okay.
Thank you, because without your help, I would not have been given this chance to represent the class with a lengthy speech comprised of highly personal anecdotes, a chance I now plan to take full advantage of. Now, I realize that some of you do not care for what I'm about to say, so I invited Nathan Turner up here to enhance this experience with some mood-setting music. Some mood-setting music. This should accommodate your ears so that as you get bored and zone in and out of listening to my speech, all you'll be able to hear is the soothing sound of the guitar. Okay, so to start, I show you the beginning of freshman year. I believe this Rubik's Cube represents our freshman year very well because our freshman year was a puzzle. It wasn't too long ago when the puzzle of entering high school was presented before you. And most of us were nervous, anxious, or scared. And questions like, how am I going to fit in, filled our heads. And we became more concerned with what we wore and who we hung out with, and less concerned about who has more Pokemon cards. I don't know about that one. It was a puzzle because just like the Rubik's Cube, you can turn it around, you just can't turn it around in any unplanned direction. Otherwise, it's just going to get more mixed up. So, you have to start matching colors. You have to know what's going on where, who's dating who. And by the time freshman year is almost...
Nah, why do you put it down? That would have been cool if he finished the Rubik's Cube by the end of his speech. That would have been like...
over. You've solved part of your Rubik's Cube. You still have a long way to go. Now, sophomore year was kind of a blur. Hold on one second. Okay, that works. Now, sophomore year was kind of a blur. You now know what's going on in high school, but you're still an underclassman, so there's nothing much going on. Time passed quickly, and everything was drowned out by the freshman's whine and the upperclassman's authority. So, when we piece all the parts of sophomore year together, it creates a rather hazy, fragmented memory that kind of feels like... And then he just started crying all over the place, so I did what anyone else would do. Now it's already late and my pants were still not dry, so I decided to get creative.
Oh, he's like...
And thus, we coast through sophomore year, leaving ourselves to wonder what really happened. Yet we managed to solve more of the Rubik's Cube. And then junior year. You're finally an upperclassman, and you are now entitled to a lot more power to influence the school. You are becoming more of a leader than a follower, but you soon...
That's the thing, I don't know, bro. COVID happened, like, when, like, almost the middle, beginning kind of a sophomore year. No, like probably like the end. that's when like kind of towards the end. That's when COVID happened. So junior year we wasn't even in school, bro. We got robbed, bro. Some people went for like, cause some people were still going like masked up or whatever, but that ain't school, bro. Like nobody was really there.
Realize that it just gets much harder from here. More AP classes are available. The IB program begins. Coaches rely on you more. Underclassmen begin to look up to you. And you're finally allowed to go to prom. It's all fun until you begin to realize what the responsibility that's been given to you. And you have to be careful what you do because any wrong move can send you back to square one. Every move you make has to be just right so that the last year in high school will be simple.
Okay. I think he will finish it by the end of the year.
Now, if you've set it up right, senior year wouldn't be as complicated as your previous three, because most of you don't even have a fourth period. But there is one important thing that you need to get out of the way before you leave, and I think I can best describe this through the words of Lance Jabber. So imagine that you're a single guy, and you decide that it's time to start thinking about getting married. But you're still young, you don't want to rush into anything, so you spend years trying to find the perfect girl. Every chance you get, you travel all over the country just to try and meet new people. Some you like more than others, some are too nerdy, while others party too much. But finally, after all your searching, you think you find the perfect one. Oh, she's incredible. She's fun, smart, sexy, everything you wanted in a woman, and you decide to propose. But you only get one shot, and you can't screw it up, so you spend months agonizing on how you're gonna do it, what you're gonna say to her. You set a deadline for yourself so that you can't put it off forever, and as the deadline approaches, you begin to get nervous. Are you good enough? Oh, it feels as though everything you've been doing in your life has been leading up to this moment. Finally, the deadline is here. Oh, you're so nervous. She's way out of your league. Is the ring big enough? How many mistakes have you made so far? Is it too late to go back? And then it's over. You've submitted your proposal and there's nothing more you can do. She looks at you and she says,
I ain't gonna lie, if I was watching this after graduation, bro, I would have probably like, not gonna lie, I wouldn't have been paying attention. I'm paying attention now, but I wouldn't have been paying attention, like, for real.
Let me get back to you in like 4 months. That's pretty much what applying to college is like. And you know what? She'll probably say no. But guess what you didn't tell her? You proposed to a bunch of backup chicks just in case she rejected you. And they're all begging to come marry you instead. Well, now that college is just around the corner, all you have to do is just turn those few sides.
He finished it. He finished it. That was very
1 second. And you finally solve your Rubik's Cube. So now it's time to say goodbye to high school and say hello to college. So now that we're done with high school, it's time to look ahead into the future. A few years from now, we're going to look back at these high school years and talk about our accomplishments and all the ridiculous things we've had to do. We'll all probably laugh about all the stuff we've done and said while we were still in high school. And then just remember, you gotta just remember.
As we go on, we remember all the times we had to get.
Nah, that's my boy Juice. I know, but Juice took that bar. But all the times we spent together, as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. First off to girl in my math class, I'm Richie broke, bitch, I had the last laugh.
Together, and as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever, yeah.
This teacher did not like that, man, bro. He did not like that. Oh my gosh, where are all these people now? This was 13 years ago. Oh my gosh, where are they now?
The only thing left to say now is congratulations to the West Hall High School class of 2010 and to those who helped us get here.
Double speech. Double speech, bro. Brutally honest valedictorian regrets being top of the class. What? He regrets it.
We get upgraded?
Travel is more rewarding as an Advantage member.
He regrets being top of the class? I feel like I know what he's gonna say. That's the thing, I was the bottom of the class and I don't regret it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I had fun. I feel like focusing on academics and going crazy. Like, I feel like focusing crazy. Like, of course you want a good career and stuff. You want to go to college and everything. But, come on, it was high school. I don't regret anything I did in high school. Some stuff. But, I don't regret just having fun. I just had fun, bro, honestly. Like, I ain't like focusing on all that work, stressing yourself out, because it was already stressful enough. Stressing yourself out and all that extra stuff. Nah, I feel like just have fun, bro. Honestly, get your stuff done, but have fun. I had a hell of a time, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I used to never do my work all the way to like at the end of the quarter now just to get everything up. And it was like worth it just having fun for real. To be honest. Like, just have fun, bro. But, I'm not saying, I don't know, to each his own, but I had fun.
Evening. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank all the people who make the King's Academy excellent. To the Board of Governors, for the wisdom you bring, the prayers that you pray, and the vision you lay out for TKA, we thank you. To the administration, for the godly oversight you bring to the school and for making the tough calls when needed, we thank you. To the faculty, who give your all each and every day, laboring to provide us with a tremendous education and pushing us to do our best, even on the days that we don't want to learn. All the while taking the extra time to build relationships with us that for some will last a lifetime. We thank you. To the staff, who work tirelessly, coordinating our lives and our events while supporting us and the faculty, we thank you. To the King's Academy Maintenance Department, who keep our campus running efficiently and create a beautiful place for us to come and learn
you just glazing the education system, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
Every day. We thank you. To each member of each family represented in the senior class whose support, sacrifice, and dedication has not been overlooked, we thank you. Especially the parents and the guardians who have paid for and who have supported us throughout our education. We thank you, and we love you.
Right.
I stand before you tonight as the 2019 valedictorian. This time last year,
Damn, that was only 5 years ago. Like 6 years ago. 2019? Yeah, it was like 6 years ago. That just happened. That just happened. 6 years ago ain't shit. I mean, ain't nothing. That just happened.
last year, I found out that I was in the running for this title. It was then that I decided I wanted it. So, I worked hard for it. I sacrificed for it. And yes, I stressed for it.
They clapping for him, but he about to say he regrets it.
And I got it. And at our senior awards ceremony, it felt so good when I heard my name announced with this title. It was so good. For about 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds of my heart racing. 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds of my heart racing and my adrenaline pumping. 15 seconds of, yeah, I won! 15 seconds of being at the top of the pile of all my accomplishments, and it felt euphoric. But there must come a 16th second. And on that 16th second, I sat down in my seat, I looked at my silver stole that says valedictorian, and I thought, that's it? What just happened? Why am I not feeling anything else? To be honest, I don't even know what I was expecting. A parade of balloons to drop? Or maybe I was hoping that all of my problems would fade away in comparison to this amazing achievement. But none of that happened, not even in my heart. I felt nothing. I was shocked. This was a huge problem for me, and I needed to figure out why. So here was my thought process. Working hard is good. It is, in fact, biblical. But it should not be done for the sole purpose of a goal's sake at the expense of relationship with others. And looking back on this year, I realized that the stress of this year for this goal in a 5-minute speech was paid for with the lack of attending to relationships in my life. A lesson learned and self-reflection accomplished. Now, I would like you, my fellow classmates, to do some self-reflecting. I would like you to take a moment to fill in a different thing that you strive for and you focused on. Something that you thought was the end-all, be-all. Perhaps it was sports. Perhaps it was fine arts, academics, getting into a particular school.
It was none of that for me. It was none of that, bro. It was none of that, bro. I'm not gonna even lie. It was none of that. It was none of that, bro. I regretted it probably for like a day before. But then that regret just went away. Nah, I don't regret not doing that stuff. I didn't have a goal. I'm like, this is my goal. Right here, bro. This is my goal. To be famous on the internet, bro. And I don't care how dumb it sounds, I will be, bro. It's my reality, for real. Like, I know it's everybody's reality, but I'm gonna get it. I have it. I have it already. I'm achieving it. I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a direction. I never had a direction. But when I found this is my direction. This is my direction. And I'm going through all these twists and turns of how to get there. How am I going to get there? All I know is I'm going to get there. All I know is I'm going to get there. But there's so many twists and turns. What should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do that? And it's all part of the journey. Because I promised myself this a few months ago. I said, I don't want the easy way out. I want the journey. And I don't regret it. I want the journey. Because I'll have it. I'm willing to the journey. So no, I ain't have a goal. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't have a goal. This is my goal. When I found this is my goal. This is my goal, bro.
An unhealthy social life, social media, or video games. Friends, we are about to launch into life, and we haven't messed anything up yet. Now think, instead of academics taking your focus off your important relationships, it was your career you chose over your spouse. Instead of sports, it's money that you pursue at the detriment of your children. Instead of just the Instagram-worthy picture, it's striving to be famous at the expense of time with your friends because now you're too self-involved.
Okay, buddy, look. I'm not too self-involved, bruh. You feel me? Jeez.
I'm well aware that this is kind of a downer speech, but I don't care.
Did you know that cyber criminals
This is a
often purchase
download
the ads you
speech,
see
I'm
on
not
your
gonna
web
lie.
browser? That's why the FBI suggests
It's real though. It's the realest one I've heard.
check out Pi, a Chrome extension ad.
Because a lesson learned should be a lesson shared. Now, I'm glad that I have only made this mistake of striving for something that is in the light of eternity not important for just 1 year. I can't imagine if I had learned this at 50 or at the end of my life. And here's the lesson. Have no regrets in the 16th second. Nothing is more important than your healthy relationships. Nothing. Not your goals, not your successes. And here's why. Relationships are where we get to influence, impact, and change people's lives. Your life cannot be meaningful without them. Now, we are put on this earth by our Creator, and we all have a purpose: to advance God's kingdom that all may be saved. Now, how we all go about that, that's what's different. It's different in what college we choose, who we marry, and what career we choose. It's different in the triumphs and tragedies that come upon us. But in all those things, new relationships are being formed. As you live your life on this earth, there is no greater good
You remind me of Corey Matthews.
than you can do for a person than to love them so much that you point them to Jesus Christ. But first,
I feel like they probably don't like that he said that. I mean, W is right. Love God, I love God. That's a good line. But I'm surprised they let him say that, because like in like schools and stuff, I don't think they want you to like get like religious.
he should be your first
Right.
relationship that you cannot neglect. And I want you to know,
Some people don't believe
I
it.
have been here at TKA for 14 years, and I love this school, and I love all of you, my
Yeah.
classmates. And tonight, I am imploring you, if you have not begun that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, just do it. There is no better way
Okay, he real for that. Nah, he real for that though.
to start something new and close a chapter of your life than with Him. If He is your Lord and Savior, then make sure you care for that relationship above all others. And after that, prioritize what is important in your life and never, never lose focus of your important relationships. So be generous with your time and money, and a lot of relational issues will be resolved. And by the way, it's not too late to mend fractured relationships. Any friends you haven't spoken to in a while because of your pride, parents whom you disrespected, and teachers who you never thanked. Just do it. Humble yourself.
I'm not going back up to my school and thanking my teachers, bro. That's peaking. That's called peaking, buddy. I'm not doing that, bro. Going up to your school after like 4 years and telling them thank you. I mean, that's cool. Nah, you look lame. I mean, that's a cool gesture, but you look lame, bro.
Start a conversation. Have no regrets in the 16th second. In conclusion, this has been one of the hundreds of life lessons I have learned at the King's Academy, and that has been more valuable than academics.
Right.
So thank you to all who have taken the time to teach each of us our lessons. And once again, thank you to our parents who have been the main source of our lesson learning. We did it, you and us, and we love you for your sacrifice to put us at King's and for putting up with our attitudes along the way. Thank you for sticking with us. When we receive our diploma tonight, just know we all have earned it.
Okay. You went in. You went crazy. I'm not gonna even lie. He went crazy. What's this?